Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. So on bottom right side is the blue Japanese, we have a foreign name. On top left side is the red French, we have Captain MazZen, who the explorer is idle, but the villagers are of course auto-tasked in collecting, but nope, he has actually tasked to collect some of the meese. But overall, the explorer and the scout are idle, too busy microing other stuff, I guess. Market is being built, so is a shrine. He does immediately pull out the chariot orchard as well, and the gunman will be stabbed to death. And the gunman will lose his scriptures of some sort. No deck selected just yet, and no deck selected just yet. But we do have the civil servants being researched. Scout will be scouting around, though he's not yelling "need a dispenser" here while doing it. So is he truly a scout without a scatter gun and a holy mackerel? We do have now this witch hunter being killed. He'll steal his lucky coin. Clearly not lucky enough. Available. We do have a foreign name of a deck. There's that icon, that symbol is inside of a square. I don't know why I found that amusing. Got villagers, heavenly kami, mountain warrior, increased monk attack and hit points. Japanese monks get greater resources from treasures. Interesting. Unless irregulars, villagers would Yumi archers, Ashigaru musketeers, Ashigaru musketeer attack, samurai, Oni war, daimyo, Mato, can't pronounce any name this game, Mato Tada, chariot orchard rickshaws, Soli allies, villagers, Yumi archers, way of the bow, Ashigaru musketeers, close combat, Naginata rider hit points, Naginata riders infinite, use mounted archers, Ino rush, refrigeration, and the Shogun Tokugawa. The French, we got a l'attaque. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's French, which just means foreign. Economic theory, couriers, wood coin, crossbowmen, range infantry hit points, Azars, cannon cavalry hit points, wilderness warfare, edicts and nanith, wood coin, skirmishers, cuirassiers, cavalry combat, dragoons, falconets, refrigeration, couriers, heavy cannon, factory. This explorer, or whatever the Japanese is called, warrior monks. Either way, this lady is almost dead. Not seeing much health regen either. Do now the age up to the quartermaster, and his opponent's going for the Torii Gates. The Torii Gates will give him what, we'll give him one samurai, one military rickshaw. It also increases the train and build bounties. And kill bounties. Looks like this marauding musketeer is stunned. Divine Strike, though, is basically already dead. We do have a pair of porcelain candle Abrams. He will steal from the gunman. Got the age up now. Villagers a little bit idle. Military rickshaw now built. Samurai here could push forward and try to torch down this trading post. Samurai do offer good torch damage of 67. There are, of course, the 2 population units, so it's basically 33 per pop, which is still pretty good. That's basically pikeman levels. And that gunman will get bashed in the head, and he will lose his porcelain candle albums, or however you pronounce that. I can't pronounce any name, can I? People who have watched my Age of Empires 4 say, oh, I get all the names wrong. Hopefully never watch my Age of Empires 3 replays, because I just butcher every name possible. We have a stable being built there, Ashigaru musketeers being employed in the field, and so some villagers. A very fine coat, villagers. He has a bit of wood stored on up that may have been from a shipment. Samurai offering some great torch damage here. We do have a round of hussars being fought out by the French. Spawn is going for Ashigaru musketeers, which should be reasonably fine against the hussars. And now we do have Japanese isolationism being selected. Not sure if he went for any other trade relations before this point. Maybe not. Bring in the military rickshaw now. Musketeers push way forward. More musketeers of his own will probably be adequate. Hussars deployed in the field. Up here, looks like he will bash that local doggo's head in and will seal his wings of Polish Hussar, so that Wolf can no longer wear that into combat himself. Musketeers push forward, just have a really good number of musketeers. Crossbow shipment being deployed on out. Crossbows don't really offer good bonus damage versus heavies, plus 25%. But at this point in time, it's better than nothing. Has lost a house. Blue's being a bit of a home wrecker right now. Warriors taking some damage. One does get gunned down. French villagers, of course, quite tanky. Does not have wilderness warfare just yet to get more taking out his villagers. Villagers do get inside. Crossbows firing away. And the explorer does go down. Hussars making that advance. Got the musketeers here. Does start backing on off. The French player has enough resources to age up. And we now do have the exile prince being researched. More musketeers being put on the field. He is nowhere near being aged up. And he sees all the musketeers. He needs to go straight for skirmishers, I would say, the French player, or falconets. One of the two should be very useful right now. Another pair of housing going on up. And seeing he has plenty of gold right now, needs a lot more food. I would say skirmishers are definitely the way to go. He does not have a barracks nor an artillery foundry on the field, so hard to pull out either. He does have a shipment of two falconets on his deck, so now it's good. Musketeers make his advance. What is the French player eyeing? Dragoons? Suppose that's okay. Not super great against. Not a direct counter to the Ashigaru musketeers. Definitely his next shipment should be the falconets. He really could use those falconets. Though the skirmishers are a pretty attractive choice as well. Both of the falconets, crossbows engaging. These villagers need to not be in the region. Let's keep his distance. He's out of. There's still some musketeers here. He has having trouble getting some more local fauna. There's some various carcasses here and there, but that's about it. Right now he's being denied food. Falcon has some opponent field, which are going to be critical for his defense. One of the explorers do go down once again. Got a very good number of musketeers here. His opponent is down a lot of population. Only has gold income at the moment. And does have now some of these Naginata riders deployed on out, which are a Hussar variant or Lancer variant. Somewhere in between the two. Scout shanking that musketeer and gets shot. More musketeers being deployed on out. More dragoons. Dragoons do offer 26 damage as opposed to musketeers 25 or 29 damage right now. They offer less damage. They do have a bit more bulk, but of course they're far more expensive. Big 2 population. The Japanese player is trying to save up a resource to age up, going for another pair of, another pair of the Cherry Orchard rickshaws. Cherry Orchard has been exploded. That's why if you try to collect it up too quickly, it just explodes with great force. Good number of musketeers here. These forces have to keep their distance. They'll be quickly gunned down. Falconets and crossbows push me forward. The crossbows will be decent meat shield along with Explorer for the Falconets. Going for the Golden Pavilion now, which of course give them access to Yumi Archers, 6 Yumi Archers completion for configurable bonuses. Oh, and configurable bonuses. Shrine takes some hits. That shrine's actually on gold. Right now the shrine's on gold. Most time we just see food, but this time it's on gold. Shrine down. Also got a bit of export he can utilize. Another shrine does get destroyed. Musketeers push forward. Naginata riders charge way forward. Dragoons and Hussars trying to stop them. One Falconet does go down. The other Falconet's going to be just fine, but taking some massive hits from these forces. And both Falconets have gone down. You now have the increased range damage, pushing these musketeers from 29 damage to 32. You don't see the veteran. We got the disciplined Ashikaru musketeer research now on the way. French villages are being pulled on out. Artillery foundry now being built. More Yumi archers now being deployed on out, or at least getting the upgrade to him. Going for the Bushido principles now. Two more Falconets on the build queue. Very nice. You could perhaps squeeze out a third, going for a shipment of coin. And most of these Ashikaru or Naginata riders are down. We got some clubmen, the Onasha Yamabushis, which are basically a pikeman with extra siege damage. He's now switched to the increased hit points of your land military units configuration. Two Falconets now pull on the field. More Naginata riders now pulling on out as well. Who's trying to push his way forward? Naginata riders being peeled off ahead. Some of his units getting distracted with torch damage. Dragoons don't take any volleys. Oh, they took a volley there. Falconets need to push the way forward. One house goes down. He has plenty of spare housing space. 2 more Falconets, so 4 Falconets will be quite good. 5 Falconets think should now go on the field. Squeeze out another one before deployment. And now Blue's backing off. Wreck some homes. French villagers may not want to be pushing forward like this. Does draw a little bit of fire. Now do other cavalry combat research. 10 more musketeers being plotted out, as well as some of the horse archers. He's going for more of the clubmen. He wants to go clubbing. Enemy archers get a good volley there on those dragoons. However, now they're going to receive a massive volley from the falconets. We do now have the edicts of Nanit being researched by the French, eyeing for some of the church upgrades. Good volley there. We've got these forces push way forward, the mounted archers. Yabosume? Is that how you pronounce them? I have no idea how to pronounce basically any sort of name. Oh, got the young guard or the middle guard. Forget which one's which. Young guards first. Huh, they have a AoE attack for the melee mode. Is that something unique about the young guard? Pretty sure. I think they played a bit too much Team Fortress 2 like me, because I think of the Ultra Pool Cavalier by the Devil Man. I just assume they just hit opponents with a stick grenade. And everybody explodes. Japanese player is actually pretty close to aging up. Needs a little bit more coin and food. Not sure if that's his plan. Falconets push way forward. He does need some flaming arrows to counter barrage these Falconets. Good volley there. Middle guard or young guard. Those are great volley grenades. Massive AoE damage. And right now the trading post gives them all stacked up there. It does have a pair of flaming arrows. Oh, the flaming arrows don't do bonus damage versus artillery. I thought they did. I'm getting that confused up with the probably the elephant cannons. Mounted archers push way forward. Falconets ripping apart everything. I suppose the 80 siege damage is not half bad to counter siege. Not as good as Culverns. And now all these forces are going to be over on the flaming arrows, ripping them apart. He had nothing to counter those cannons, and he just got ripped apart from them. Ooh, Yumi Archers taking a good volley there. It must be those mortars, the Japanese mortars, that act as a counter to this artillery for the Japanese. Now the archers falling on back. Still 4 out of 5 Falconets alive, so overall great engagement there by the French. He has 113 population versus 110. So both players doing a good job playing out their population. The Japanese player has a good amount of food, no longer has a good number of coin for his age up. Going for more Yumi Archers. And more of the Clubmen. Skirmishers now in the shipment. We got these forces now pushing the way forward. More musketeers. We've got 148 population to 125, so the Japanese player is recovering his population quicker. but still has no real counter to these artillery pieces. Though I suppose these mounted archers, they do actually have ×8 versus artillery, so they are technically supposed to be counter, but they have trouble getting in range to them. Skirmishers will do bonus damage to the mounted archers, being light cavalry. The falconets also alive. One of them just went down, taking more volleys there. More of the Yumi archers being ripped apart by the falconets. Almost all the falconets have gone down. Able to deal with them this time, but the skirmishers still pose a problem to all these archers. Has some villagers here as well. Another falconet engaging. And this one's too far back from the Divan Inn, who loses mounted archers to everything else. More musketeers push way forward. And he does take out the artillery piece. Skirmishers push way forward, trying to engage the musketeers. Overall, the dragoons aren't really here to counter anything. There's no Naginata riders. So the Frenchmen... Oh. I think the French player backed out of the game. Yeah, it looks like he did back out the game away from the Japanese player. Either way, this is Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.